Today we're going to talk with Cam Myers. Now, Cam is the coordinator of athletic sponsorships. That was the official title. It barely fits on his little card, but we did get it on there. So, Cam, welcome to the show, and let's talk about athletic sponsorships, because that's the lifeblood of college athletics right now.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly has changed quite a bit since I've been doing this 13 years now, or I guess this is year 13. But I'm just a sponsor guy, so here to talk a little bit about that.
All right, well, let's talk. Now, obviously, there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of community involvement, going out, looking and talking with the local businesses, finding the money that allows the athletic department to function. Not only, this is basketball we're talking, but the entire athletic department.
Yeah, so, our sponsorship program has grown quite a bit over the 12, 13 years, whatever it's been now. I'm pretty sure it's 13. But, I mean, listen, we're a private institution that, gets no funding from the state. So we've got some buckets that we've got to fill to be able to do the things that we want to do, not only for men's basketball, women's basketball, but also, all of our athletic teams that we have. So, with that being said, most, if not all of the sponsorship assets that we sell on a year-to-year basis is around men's and women's basketball. But that's simply just because those are the events that we ticket, and those are the events that we can talk about and get most of our sponsors excited, and hopefully obviously helps their business as well. But all the money that we raise obviously is funding the budget for everybody in the department.
Now, I know that sometimes you talk to a business that's geared specifically for basketball, but you do other sports, and that you have people who maybe aren't basketball fans, but maybe they would like to do the baseball team or the tennis team or someone like that. So obviously it's something that you have to have a working knowledge of all the sports and the coaches and to some extent the players as well.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, we've got great relationships with all of our coaches, and obviously always there to help. Actually, just sent a list out of all our sponsors to all the staff and coaches in the department. Just keeping them aware of, who we're doing business with, if there's anything that we can do to help, their individual programs. But like I said, with the men's and women's basketball, those are the big events, not just for athletics, but for the university. We got 15 men's games a year. We're bringing about 4,000 people to campus. So for us, that's a sellable asset that people get excited about. And, at the end of the day, I think if it's whether it's a local, regional, national business, everybody seems to want to be a part of the Bonnies. And for us, it's just finding that fit and figuring out what can benefit the businesses we're doing business with.
All right. Well, let's talk about, there has been so many advances in marketing over the last 10 years. I mean, I saw my old marketing book, college book, the other day, looked at the first page, threw it out because that was 50 years ago. There is so much that's gone on in the last 50 years. Talk about some of the new ways that Bonaventure and universities in general are generating money.
Yeah, so last year, prior to last season, obviously one new addition to the Riley Center court is the Schultz logo, right? So Matt came, Tim Schultz at Schultz Auto, committed to the Bonnies long term, and certainly put their logo on there, for the next several years. So that's certainly exciting, and that's something new, right? It doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you haven't done it before at a school like St. Bonaventure, that's a big investment, right? And commitment to the school and to the sponsor, Schultz Auto. But then also you've seen this year we've got the basketball stanchions.
Yes.
Right. And so the basketball stanchions provide additional assets. And, you look out there, you see Green Light Networks on the side of the padding. You see Mazda Mechanical on the front facing padding. And then, with that also comes the LED portion, that we were able to include on the backside. And for us, it's just continuing to find those growth pieces that, are valuable for the businesses that we're doing business with. And, on the LED, you'll see Colton RV, I don't know if that's why they came on board this year, but certainly helps, as you sit there at a basketball game and your eyes start to wander. And, so we're really excited about, the continuing, for us, it's just continuing to find new ways to partner with the businesses that want to support the Bonnies. And for us, it's, it's not just about putting signs up anymore, right? It's about certainly that business to business piece, but also, is there opportunity for our student athletes, right? To maybe there's an intern program we can put together. Is there an opportunity for, hospitality arrangements with businesses that we're doing business with? So, it's kind of thinking outside the box, right? And we talked a little bit earlier about the tailgate, but, the tailgate is something that we built from scratch, and a business in Colton RV sees value in community, sees value in family. And, that's something that we hope to grow from maybe 3 events this year to, who knows, maybe 5, 6, 7 next year.
That'd be great. Or maybe, if it gets to be a huge success, you've got 15 games. You got 15 you could do.
Well, Gary, if we're doing 15 games, you're going to be helping me with it.
All right. And again, now those are just 2 of the new, the basketball stanchions, improvements to Riley Center. If you go down the hallway now, you got the brand new pictures, and you get a journey through the history of Bona, not even basketball, but all the sports that are here. And obviously that is something that people take a look at, and you get the local ads in there too. Yeah,
I mean, Bob Beretta's done a fantastic job, putting resources into the Riley Center that we've never seen. And I tell you what, it's kind of cool walking down that the Champions Hall, and just seeing the history in this place, right? I mean, walked by, I saw, a picture yesterday of Coach Bates, I think from 2001. It's just like, man, you go through the pictures and you see all the success, and that's our vision, right? We want to get back to that. And I think that there's an opportunity to do that, but, for all the reasons we talked about earlier, it's not easy either. So our coaches do a great job, and Bob's doing a fantastic job, and we're continue to build on what we have and hope that we continue to make improvements year after year.
All right. Now, you and I worked for the Bonnie's Online Network, and that started just a couple of years ago. The startup, you developed it along with management, and talk a little bit about getting that off the ground.
Yeah, I mean, it was an area that I guess I would say I was a little bit familiar with, coming from the radio side, having worked in radio for a couple of years before coming to Bona's. But, really, it was myself, Seth Johnson. Seth is the guy, right? There's so much that goes into it that we had no idea. And quite honestly, without your help and Chris Russell's help, we wouldn't have been able to pull it off. But, the radio side of things has given us flexibility, with the help of a grad assistant to, partner with local businesses. Because if you need or you want to listen to the Bonnies online and through the radio, then this is your only platform. So, it's been pretty good.
Yeah. And I want to go back to the grad assistant, because, this shows that not only are you doing the public, but you're also getting, some help, and you're also helping a young man or woman get into the business.
Yeah, I tell you what, again, I'll go back 13 years ago, right? If you would have told me 13 years ago, we would have been in position to hire any sort of help, right, for the sponsorship side of things, I would have said you're probably crazy. But the grad assistant program that we've built with the sponsorship program, the last 3 years has been incredible. To be able to, I hope I'm helping, right? I hope I'm guiding. More than anything, just getting people involved that, just kind of want to see what athletics is all about, and as we all know, college athletics is ever evolving. So to kind of open up the opportunity for a student, and really, I tell you what, we've done a really nice job, building a pipeline of kids that have been my GA over the last 3 years. And Joe Hudak, who we have right now, and you guys know well, is doing a fantastic job. Joe was able to work with Batavia Downs this year, brought Batavia Downs on board. They had some interest in doing radio-specific advertising. So it's been great. It really has been great. And I tell you what, not only that, but, for that grad assistant position and Joe specifically to we just ran the first installment of the tailgate series a couple weeks ago. So it's really, really nice. Again, we're Bonaventure. We're small. So for us to have extra set of hands and somebody all in to help accomplish a goal that is it's what we need to be successful.
All right, let's talk about the tailgate series because that is new. Brand, the first one back on November 15th, and you brought Sam Stith in because of a special weekend, but you had a little bit of everything going on there. And obviously it's something you look forward to do, maybe once a month or a few times during the season?
Yeah. So the Colton RV tailgate series, we were fortunate enough to partner with Colton RV this year out of Buffalo. This was really kind of an idea that Bob Beretta had, something they did out in Army. And it's certainly here at Bonham's, we've tried to do, something, around games. Not quite to the extent that we've done with the tailgate series, but yeah, first year doing the Colton RV tailgate series, we're going to do 3 installments. Obviously we had the one a couple weeks ago, but then, I think January 10th and March 7th will be the other 2 dates, and super excited about kind of what those next 2 events look like. But really for us, it's about engagement. It's about getting the community involved. It's about getting people excited and making the basketball game more than just a basketball game.
All right. Now we've talked about the Bona Online Network, but there are so many other things. You've got the Pup Club. To get the kids involved and to get their parents involved. That's obviously another program where you start, growing future Bonaventure fans.
Yeah, for us, it's really no surprise. A lot of our fans we tend to have an older fan base, and for us, it's so important for us to get these kids in at a young age, like I was, right? I mean, I'm a guy from Cuba, New York. Went to high school at Walsh. I was at games from 9 to 18, right? I mean, it's just kind of what you did in the winter. And a lot has changed since I was 9 years old and even to 18. And, I think these kids, there's a lot of other things going on, right? So for us to get these kids in, whether it's through the Pup Club, whether it's, after a basketball game, shaking hands with Joe Grahovic, or, maybe it's the Colton RV tailgate series, right? So for us, it's just getting the kids, getting the families to have a really good experience and hopefully good enough to continue to come back.
Yeah, and again, there are many other programs that are involved in. I know you're looking for new ideas, new revenue streams all the time because athletics is not going to get cheaper in the future. That's for sure. Yeah,
it's interesting, right? And Gary, you've been around for a long time. Just on the radio side through, men's basketball. But, the one thing that popped up the last couple of weeks is, and again, I can't believe I'm saying this, but likely going to be able to sell jersey patches next year, right, as a sponsorable asset. And from what the NCAA has sent out, it's not maybe just one logo, but potentially 2. If you would have told me 13 years ago that was going to be an opportunity and a sellable asset, I would have said you're crazy. But to your point, right, it's not getting any cheaper. It's very, very hard to be competitive at the Division I level, but not only at the Division I level, but in the Atlantic 10. But with that being said, I think we've had some success. Obviously, the team is having success. We've been able to grow the sponsorship platform and program. And again, Bonaventure, with the onset of the terrestrial radio network now, you're reaching Western New York. You've got one little spot that's got a little empty spot in it, but we think we'll take care of that next year. But again, you're becoming more of a regional program now, and it has been. You see fans from Pennsylvania, from Rochester, from Buffalo, from Binghamton, that area. So now it's a regional thing. Yeah, and I think we've done a pretty good job. I keep saying I couldn't do what I do without, Seth Johnson and the support of Bob Beretta. But really, I mean, I just talked to Scott Eddy for 5 minutes before walking in here. And, everybody that kind of makes everything happen. Nothing's possible without those guys. But, I think for us, it's, I think part of the growth has come from, listen, this isn't a basketball game in only in New York that we're talking about, right? This is a regional, national brand that a lot of people care about. that, we've been able to regionalize. And to your point, right? I mean, this year, obviously, we're on the online network, but then, we're on stations just on the radio side down in Jamestown, up in Hornell, right, up in Rochester, Olean, obviously Bradford, the surrounding areas. And yeah, I mean, you walk around before a game, the amount of people that you talk to that are driving upwards hour and a half. I mean, there's a good chunk of them, right? I mean, they don't have good college basketball where they're coming from.
And that's what always draws them to St. Bonaventure is basketball. A huge bump in student attendance this year as far as attending school. Over 3,000 students now between the graduate and undergraduate programs. A lot of them say athletics has a big part of it. Now, obviously, the student athlete is huge here, but even getting the fans to come to the game, the students to come to the game, it was great to see the first part of the season. Everybody, those student sections were packed.
Yeah, I think that's important for us, right? I mean, I've had the luxury of being able to travel around a little bit like you have, and gone on the road to some of these other arenas. And that's just the story I tell, right? So, there's a lot of schools, even in the Atlantic 10, right? I don't want to name drop some of those schools, but there's several schools that wish they had the support and the fan base and the atmosphere that we have on a game day. And that starts with the students, right? I mean, we could have 3,000 people in the stands, but if we got 700 students, it's going to feel like the loudest, atmosphere in the country. And so continuing to get them to just, buy in and be a part of it. And we all understand that the current landscape of college athletics with, the transfers and rebuilding of rosters year after year, it's tough on the average fan. But from my standpoint is, if we don't do that, we can't be competitive, right? And so for us, obviously, we've bought into that. And it is what it is, right? It's not just us. I mean, for all I know, Duke's going through that, right? Kansas is going through that. And so at the end of the day, it's school. It's St. Bonaventure, right? It's a school that they love and care about. And yeah, maybe we don't have all the money in the world like some other schools do. We have the alumni and the community support that there's a lot of schools wish they could say they had. So, the students are a big part of that. There's no doubt about it.
All right. Well, Cam, we want to thank you for stopping by. And, again, continued success, because when you're successful, that means we're successful here. Yeah. So once again, thanks a lot, and continued success.
Thanks for having me.